electrical part 2. Sorry about that. There's a phone call from the house. Pet emergencies. So these all need to be 30 amp if one of them is 30 amp. And if these are 30 amp like they're supposed to, these are to the air conditioning unit. The condensing unit. If they're to the condensing unit and they're 30 amp, the condensing unit is rated for between 40 and 50 amps. So the condensing unit is underfused if that's the case. If this panel was built this morning and it wasn't, we have rubber protectors around this. And again, we do not have the insulated set. You see these holes up here? Those are called knockout holes. See these? These are called clamps. You're supposed to have clamps around there. You're not supposed to have these raw wires coming through the knockout holes like that. And for that matter, that's called bundling. You're not supposed to have more than 2 at a time. Then the cables are not supposed to be in contact with the cover. Alright? I get it. This is insulated paint. You know, you probably don't have a problem, but they're not supposed to be. Now if you don't know that this is a hot wire, that this hot wire is supposed to be wrapped with black tape so that any fool would know. This is your main neutral coming into the house. It's supposed to be wrapped with white tape. If you don't know that's the main neutral, you don't belong in this cabinet. I get that. But at the main time, that's what's happening here. So we got aluminum wires. Wow, what does that mean? Well, it's not the most popular wiring system, but I pulled a couple covers. When you have brass screws on these receptacles like this, and then you got steel screws on this side, 2 brass and 2 silver, this receptacle outlet is made for aluminum wiring. So that's kind of a new concept here. If they do make them, it's an aluminum rated receptacle. Now I'm just doing representative samples here. But over here is the refrigerator one. Got 2 brass, 2 steels. And then as I walk through the house doing a visual, all these receptacles and all the switches appear to have been updated. So they're rated for aluminum. Let's see. What about this one? This one doesn't look like it was updated. Hey, I was getting carried away. I do that. I was getting carried away. Let's see what we got here. Sorry you get to watch my method. You get to watch me work like that. Kind of caught me off guard though. There's no time like the present. Come on. Are we? Let's see what we do. On the rest, I broke my thing. Those aren't brass. Those aren't brass. This receptacle is not rated for aluminum. Are there others? Well, there's one. I'm told you just have to find one. Let's go through the house a little bit. Just take a tour. That one looks like it might not be new. Let's go through the house here a little bit. That one's not new. Okay, so we have at least 3 receptacle outlets that are not rated for aluminum. And because it is aluminum, again, it's kind of like, well, you're going to learn on the plumbing section. You just need an electrician to evaluate that further. You really do. Got more white hots. Also, This is nice how these are labeled. It really is nice. This is not supposed to be hand labeled. It's supposed to be printed like this. It's supposed to be printed like this. They did a good job on that. It's not supposed to be handwritten. So what we learned? We learned the service mast does not extend past the roof. We got insufficient drip loops. We learned that the meter might be too close to the window, but we learned that the meter was not properly sealed. We learned that we do not have a single main principal, even though this might serve as an electric disconnect. We learned that we do not have protective covers. We learned that we have unprotected wires coming in through the cabinet. We learned that we have wires touching the cover. We learned that we do not have any oxidant paste on the aluminum connections. We learned that we have some white hots that are not wrapped with black tape, and we have the main neutral that's not wrapped with white tape. We also learned, which I'm not repeating myself, this is kind of new, discovery. We learned that we got some house paint inside the cabinet. You're not supposed to have house paint inside the cabinet. It's one of these wires and these wires. So, what else have we got? Sure, there's something else. We learned that we have a gap that's larger than 1/8 of an inch. That's the fire blocking. Okay, so the cabinet comes up like that. You got that big gap. The fire could just run right around over there. Just runs like that. That's right. That's how it works. I know I talk fast, but that's what we got.